I got extras.
Hey, what's going on? It's Walt with One Fall WrestleCast. Man, we got some stuff to talk about this week. I know that it's not our normal day and time. That's on me. For once, it's not Derek's fault. But we're gonna get after it, man. We got the Undertaker going into the Hall of Fame. Man, we got all kinds of crazy nonsense. Elimination Chamber, or as Tom likes to call it, blood money. We're going to do a little quick WrestleMania preview. Edge issues an open challenge for WrestleMania. Man, there's a ton going on. I can't wait to get into it. Man, let's have at it, shall we?
Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
I'd like to start this episode out by congratulating one Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae on the birth of their baby boy Quill. Hey man, it's always good to have a little feel good story in pro wrestling, man. And
He named
I
the baby
honestly
after
don't
Star
know.
Lord.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. You know, like they got all their comic book gear and stuff, man. I think that it's only natural, right?
Yeah. Star Lord.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. In my mind, she was just named after a hygiene utensil, like a Q-tip. You know, like,
Quill?
Who invited this guy?
I don't know. Down there in the holler, they must not get movies that aren't on VHS.
No, I'm working. I'm waiting on that new Mad Max movie to come out with Mel Gibson.
With Mel
Yeah,
Gibson,
you know,
yeah.
uh-huh.
Maybe Men in Black 2. That might be nice. Get that one. Pop up the old VHS player.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
that first one was legit.
Unbelievable. So, gentlemen, how you guys doing? I'm sorry that I was late and we had to push back, and now we're up against Dynamite, which is never a good thing for us.
Oh no, we're gonna do it.
No, it kind of makes me
Dynamite.
sad, but I'll sacrifice.
Scarlett might be on Dynamite tonight, according to her. According to an Instagram post. I don't know much about anything.
Oh, no shit, I did not know that.
It was just shared. A little birdie shared it with me.
Oh, little birdie, eh?
A little birdie.
Was it Derek because he finally
No,
bought
it
her
wasn't.
OnlyFans?
It wasn't Derek.
Huh? Derek, did you buy her OnlyFans?
No, I'm swearing off credit cards. So
Oh, okay.
You could pay for it with a debit card.
Hey, so listen, real talk though, man. How you guys doing this week?
Pretty good. I actually got to hang out with you on Monday for a hot minute and a bowl of soup.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
That was nice, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. It was wonderful. It was good. As you know, my week has actually been other than yesterday my week was very good because Horizon Forbidden West came out on Monday, and I was very excited to get that. Or no, on Friday. I was very excited to get that. So I saw you Friday then. Sorry, my week's been a blur. I saw you Friday.
Mine too, bud.
And so that came out. I played that a bunch. I picked up my new car, which finally came in. I went to a wedding over the weekend. I mostly just played Horizon Forbidden West, and I watched Raw. I did that too. So Raw was actually really good.
Yeah, I did not do that. I've not done that yet, but I did watch plenty of last week's goodness, so kind of know where we're at.
I didn't watch Blood Money, although I know what happened, and it seems like a waste. But hey, that's just my opinion. That's just one man's opinion.
So, little Dick Derek, what about you, bud?
I got some wrestling in. I did give Blood Money a chance. I have not been playing any new games. I've actually been playing Vice City, which has got me a little over kerfuffle over some hidden packages that were glitched. I had to restart from 0 out of 100, and I was on number 87, which that's a story for another time. It was a bitch. It's like a day and a half of work gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I had a fantastic.
So yeah, feeling much better compared to last week. Thank you, fellas, for holding it down. Obviously, it was a banger of a show, and
most viewed
I
show.
don't even know why I'm here because it went off way better whenever I'm just in the background doing my nothing spiel.
So I had a great weekend with my wife. We celebrated our Valentine's Day. It was phenomenal. And I got a couple of dope bottles.
Where did you find that?
A friend of a friend, and I also got the last ever batch of Stag Junior. Super excited about both of these bottles.
But where
Shout
did you
out
get?
to my man.
But where did you get the? Where was Eagle Rare?
They
never. Why is that never in stock anymore? It used to flow like wine, and now it's just never. They never restock it. What the hell?
Buffalo Trace, pal.
What's wrong with them?
Alexa,
Make more wine.
stop.
Make more whiskey, for God's sake.
So I'm having a little Eagle Rare here, and I'm gonna need it because we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump right into it, boys. The Wrestling Observer newsletter. Mr. Dave Meltzer and Mr. Brian Alvarez have released
some Mark Awards.
Their Marky Mark Awards.
Marky Mark
listen,
Awards.
I'm not. I'm not as nearly as much of Negative Nancy when it comes to these two as Tom is, right? I think Dave's definitely a fucking mark, However,
Brian didn't used to be.
These awards, bro, like this is a WWE smear campaign if I've ever seen one in my entire life.
I mean,
Isn't his entire newsletter a WWE smear campaign half the time? Though?
It's so ridiculous. It's too ridiculous. Like, I can't even. Wow, I have not deleted emails.
Yeah, no, thank you.
It's wild. So, we're just going to jump into it. There are a couple that I left off. I left off most, best feud, worst feud. Women's MVP, which is the women's wrestling, the best women's wrestler, because Charlotte Flair had 3 votes and Britt Baker had 300, and they were 4 and 5 on the top 5, and everybody else was from Japan. So I see the snub of Charlotte, which I'm not surprised from Meltzer and crew. But what I don't understand is Britt Baker, who is definitely one of the most improved wrestlers in the last year, not only in ring, but in craft as a character. So the fact that she finished third or fourth on that voting is a little absurd to me. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to run right into this here, guys. And, we'll just roll with the punches on it. So first of all, we talk about this being a WWE smear campaign, right? These are the top 10 worst shows, as voted on by the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Marky Marks, right? They had some sort of, Dave Meltzer voting system that I'm not really sure how it actually worked. But we're in it, right? So, man, Tom, what do you see here, bud?
All WWE shows. First of all, several very good WWE shows. SummerSlam was good. I can't remember Backlash, but I don't remember it being particularly bad. I didn't watch Triple Mania. Maybe that sucked.
I'm pretty sure that's the Triple Mania that Kenny Omega dropped the title, right? No,
yeah.
That was in December.
No.
I really don't remember Crown Jewel being that bad last year. I mean, I know we talked shit on it just because it is Crown Jewel, but I feel like we came out of that it wasn't bad for being a Crown Jewel.
No, I thought I agree with that 100%.
Hell in a Cell was terrible. That's fine to be on there. But there's no, you telling me no AEW show was bad? There wasn't these were all worse, including SummerSlam. These were all worse than every AEW pay-per-view.
Where the fuck is the Big Bang Theory barbed wire match? Because that show was a shit show.
That was awful.
It was a shit show.
Where was that? Yeah, that show, with the
because
sparkle.
You're not going to sit here and tell me that show was better than WrestleMania. You're just not.
WrestleMania was great. I don't even understand how WrestleMania is on this list. WrestleMania was fantastic.
Well, maybe he's
so-
picking day 1 or day 2. We don't know which. We do see which date, but I don't know which day that would have been.
I think that's day
Maybe say
one.
like day 2 was good. Day 1.
I do.
Yeah.
I think 411 was day one. But I'm not 100% on that.
But
So
still,
I'm-
I mean, this list is ridiculous. Like, and I know as we go down, this just gets more and more ridiculous.
Oh, it gets way worse, right?
But I mean, most I love how it's like, oh, these are the top 10 worst shows, and it's like, okay, Hell in a Cell was very bad. And,
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And that deserves to be on this list.
But I think that like the Roman Reigns Jey Uso match was good, right? Like
Right.
we got a placeholder, we got a placeholder that story type match that needed to happen that led us to the bloodline.
Yeah. No, and
That was
I
a good
think that
storyline. Yeah.
it feels very much to me like they messed they screwed everything up. Like,
I don't
this
think they
is-
screwed everything up. I think they did exactly what we expected them to do, and that was to mark out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, but at least, that barbed wire deathmatch show needs to be on this list.
Sure.
And it's just
And I'm
not.
sure-
And
there,
it's
the
ridiculous.
fact that there's just a random AAA, night in there, that's bullshit.
Oh, yeah,
You're telling me
100%.
that this random day in AAA, everybody decided, this was the worst.
100%.
Of
Yeah.
no.
So it gets better, though. It gets better. I promise. Right? So moving on. These are the worst television shows, the worst major wrestling show, and the most disgusting promotional tactic. It's all WWE. It's like, I'm not going to disagree with Dave that firing a bunch of guys and gals during the pandemic was absolutely not a fucking shit show, right? But like, I mean, yeah,
There was
Raw's a
some
bad.
But there were some real bad dynamites that aren't on here.
Well, no, and I'm sure what it was is, he kind of led his voters, obviously, in here's all this huge smattering of WWE content. And then here's a couple AEW Impacts and Triple A's and New Japan as well. There's probably no New Japans because we don't want to put that in there at all. But
What drives me
I'm
wild?
sure that the voting sequence was not as legit as it should have been. I mean, we're just taking all of this on his word.
You know what drives me fucking wild? The fact that SmackDown is number 5 on the worst television show list. And like, SmackDown is weekly one of the best wrestling shows. Like,
SmackDown is one of the best shows on television.
yes.
Period.
I
Like,
would agree with that.
It's hard to like it and whew, man, like I mean worst how is there a top 5? Like, he put 5, like there's 5. It's like, how many wrestling shows are there? Top 5 where he only left off 2. There's only 2 wrestling shows that he didn't put on that list.
I mean, New Japan Strong's not on there.
Is New Japan Strong a TV show? Put
yeah.
that back up. Is that's on like cable TV? It's not on like YouTube or.
Oh, I'm not really sure where.
I think
it's
these
at
are all
exactly.
because these are all TV. These are television shows. So this is not. I don't think he's counting YouTube or fight TV shows or anything. I think he's just counting things that are on television. Although 205 Live, is that on television? Was that on? I know they canceled it. But still,
I'm surprised that's
Yeah, it was
not
on the
higher
clock.
on the list, honestly. You're telling me that NXT 2.0, even though we have some, harbored hatred because of the way Vince handled that whole situation, but you're telling me that more people enjoyed 205 Live over NXT 2.0. I don't see that. I mean, Braun Breaker had a decent storyline coming out.
You're telling me
It was
more
a
people
good pay-per-view.
more people enjoyed Impact Wrestling than enjoyed than enjoyed
SmackDown.
Smack or no, what did it, than NXT 2.0. You're telling me Impact Wrestling was a little bit of a better television show than Impact. Okay, yeah, okay, Dave.
I watched
Mark.
one episode last year, was it? And I remember tweeting with you guys or whatever, and was like, "This. I don't even know what the fuck's going on." Like,
It's so terrible.
they're in another dimension. I don't understand. Like, it's like they're in this mansion stuff.
There's
Wow.
weird vignettes that happen, and then
Yeah,
like,
what
they
point do we fight? Like, we don't.
nothing ever happens with it. It's cut off. Like all the Rosemary stuff, this is where it all started. But then it stopped. Like, you thought you were going to get this, like, great payoff with, like, oh, here's how the demon assassin came to be and all this stuff. And then it didn't. And there was never a payoff. And, like, they broke
Rosemary
up.
character-wise is fantastic, but
It was better a couple years ago, but yeah.
yeah, they're now it's just nonsensical. I mean, not that, it was just on a Bray Wyatt type level. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's just on a stupid level.
Alexa Bliss. Spitting black shit.
It's a little worse
out of her
than
head.
that, actually. It's a little worse. It's like the worst version of that, if that's possible even. Anyway, let's move on because these are like, that was funny. The fact that they put 5 worse. There's how many wrestling TV shows? There isn't 10.
So here's where everything starts to really pan out, okay, and really just let us know what this shit's all about, okay.
Here's where
that's
it really
promotion, okay. Of course, it's All Elite Wrestling.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
What
And then
what
at number
great
2,
promotion.
we've got Stardom. 3, New Japan Pro Wrestling. 4, GCW. And then number 5, the UFC.
UFC is not even a wrestling promotion.
No.
Like, what is what like?
Why was that an option?
I don't know.
What?
Okay, I just don't know.
What?
And it's like
These don't even make sense. UFC had 141 votes to Game Changer Wrestling 71. So how is that even a
What?
No.
What are you
Is
looking at?
I don't know. It's really
Dyslexic?
small on my screen. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
Go-
listen,
proceed.
but here's the thing.
But still.
This is a Dave Meltzer scoring system. It's like a 3-5-2, whatever the fuck that means. Because like I looked into it a little bit, when I was prepping the show. I don't even know what that means. Does Dave and Brian even know what that means? Like, clearly they don't, right? Like,
I mean,
this
I don't.
is absurd. The fact that WWE is not on that list is
The UFC is on the list?
ridiculous thing I've ever seen and or heard in my entire wrestling fandom. Okay, you cannot like the WWE all you want. It does not mean that AEW and WWE are not 1 and 2 best promotions.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, this
is clearly has to do with your disdain for Triple H and fucking Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
Like, this has nothing to do with the promotion itself, and has everything to do with your hurt little feelings. Okay, that's what this is about. Because I'm not going to disagree that maybe this past year AEW wasn't the better show. Okay, there was more growth. There was more involvement, there was more surprises, twists, turns, right? WWE was still very formulaic in how they presented their product.
Sure.
And everything was still very WWE, but I'll be goddamned if I didn't watch every fucking day.
And it was fun. It's not like it was like, oh, they put out this terrible program where it was just this unwatchable nonsense. It wasn't. I mean, especially SmackDown was good.
Yeah,
I will stand by that SmackDown was good. NXT proper was good in the beginning of the year. Like, it really only got bad in like November-ish.
Yeah.
When did 2.0 start?
it was like November.
It wasn't until the end of the year. So if these were for the entirety of the year, NXT was fantastic in January, February. Like, they were knocking it out of the park left and right. I mean, it was Wednesday Night Wars. They were putting up numbers, and oh my God, in 2021, was that not the year that Pat McAfee was in?
Yeah. No, that was during the pandemic. That was in 2020.
Yeah, it was 2020. You're right. But still, I just can't.
But still, like you said, NXT proper, like that's got to be considered, right? But like, that's still WWE umbrella, right? That you've got to fall that way. I have to think so, right, Derek?
Well, to be fair, too, guys, he did list specifically NXT 2.0.
He did.
So,
that's what I'm saying,
really, in that aspect, it's not even fair to take 2 months worth of work, and you're going to rate it off of 2 months worth of work compared to the other guys who've had a full year worth of.
Well, I mean, he rated it the worst television show off of 2 months of fucking work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it wasn't correct, but I mean, there was a lot of storytelling that's got to go on in all this stuff. And to be honest, NXT 2.0 did not start off that bad. I said it already previously on the show.
It's still not that bad.
It started off good.
Really not. It's
Ron
starting to grow
Breaker
on
is,
me.
yeah, he's all right.
It's
going
not
to be
that
all right.
bad. I hate us. It's like, oh, it's not. It's like it's not.
It had
it's
my
not
match of
that
the week
bad.
this week. It was a good show.
It's a good show. Pretty much every. I mean, there's parts of it that are boring and that don't.
Some
work,
guys,
but I mean,
I'm like, yeah, I'm not into this. This is stupid. There's a lot of character work, and some of them are really good at it. Others leave a lot to be desired, I think.
you're not
you know.
telling me that you're not tuning in for Toxic Attraction every week.
Oh,
Because-
absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
that's a big
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, those are 3 beautiful women.
Whew.
Okay. And their chemistry and their dynamic. Like,
And their promos and their
Oh,
matches
my
and the
God.
and the
Mandy
gimmick.
Rose has gotten so good in NXT.
The gimmicks are fantastic. It couldn't be. The name fits with the gimmick fits with.
Yeah.
I've never seen something hit so
It's
so hard
pretty-
as a wrestling gimmick. As it's like this is like the epitome of what a wrestling gimmick ought to be. And their feuds have been fantastic. It's just, yeah. I mean, they carry the show, surely, but Braun Breaker's been great. Tommaso Ciampa's been great.
I mean, it's
sure.
Tommaso Ciampa.
I tell you what, though,
Walter-
fellas, I don't know what's
Walter's
coming up
been
as
great.
far as the surveys go, but I would honestly give, barring anybody, like we could say men versus women and everything, the best, most improved is going to be 2 women. It's going to be Mandy Rose and it's going to be Britt Baker. Most improved wrestlers for 2021.
100%.
Character work, everything.
If we had the One Fall WrestleCast Awards, that would be fucking true right there. Maybe we should do our own fucking award show because the goddamn Schurrs can't be any worse than this.
Well,
shit
you got to
that
explain to
they're
me what the fuck
charging
2357 is or whatever the hell we're doing. I don't know.
We'd have to come up with a better rating system than this. I'm certain we can. Like
Good.
we're
crazy.
I think Penny could come up with a better rating system than this.
Yes,
and from what I could tell, Penny has seen more wrestling this year or last year than old Dave did. Because I don't know how much wrestling old Dave watched, but it doesn't seem to be the same wrestling I watched. You know what I mean.
I'm with you.
Dave is obviously more cultured than us, though. At least he likes to think so. So he's over watching all the seedy independents in Japan.
Well, that's
Thanks,
great because I'm gonna devote my extra time to the NWA and MLW because those are the 2 that I want to. You know what I'm saying?
And
like
they're great choices.
It's WWE as a whole, AEW, and then I'm looking at the NWA and I'm looking at fucking MLW. Like I'm not watching Impact. I'm just not.
No, I'm not watching Impact either.
And
look,
the thing is, I hear they're doing great things over there.
Well, as much as I like Jordan Grace, it's it's not the best show.
I mean, she's feuding with Matt Cardona right now, which is phenomenal for Impact.
It's because she's their top star. Like without her, there is no Impact Wrestling. Everybody else is either old or they bounce around to
until Lady Frost gets her fucking feet wet.
Well, Lady Frost, you know what? Lady Frost does okay, but she's not on as much as you would hope for her to be on. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what's funny about Impact is the more memorable characters to me from there are all female wrestlers.
Oh yeah,
I mean
for sure. Their men's division's awul.
And I think that's where we're headed as a whole.
Perazzo and
Jordan Grace and Lady Frost. And who's their men? Like they have to.
She was there, right?
She was, but isn't she's in AEW now? Is she not? Even
Kiera Hogan, yes, she is.
Oh, I haven't seen her.
Yeah. Derek,
I know she was there the night that we were there, but I didn't think she was signed there.
Fucking got jobbed out to Sheeta.
She did get jobbed out.
I remember.
That was right after that. While we were at the show, they announced that she was
so salty.
She was all elite.
Yeah, but I think that's where we're at, though, right? Like the women are going to be the main attraction here before long, like because they're taking over.
They certainly are an Impact, that's for sure.
So
how about that Lita Pop? I mean, I'm sure this might be coming up, so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that later, but so moving on. This one is very interesting and telling, and Rookie of the Year goes to Jade Cargill, followed by Jack Cartwheel, Lady C, Nick Wayne, Yuki Arai. Let me ask you a question. Whose name is not on this list that should absolutely be on this list? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
I don't know who Jack Cartwheel, Lady C, Nick Wayne, or Yuki Arai are.
Nope, can't say I
Who
did.
the hell are those people?
I don't know.
I mean, what's the criteria for being a rookie? I mean, should Braun Breaker be on this list?
Absolutely, Braun Breaker should be on this list.
I mean, he's actually
What about
a top.
Dante Martin? Is he eligible for this list?
Is Dante Martin eligible for that list?
Absolutely should be on that list.
I mean, I'm not saying Jade Cargill shouldn't be. She's plenty good. Like she could be on the list. But I don't know who those other four people are.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see when MJF was on this list, because if he was never on this list, it is obviously a very stupid list.
It's a really bad list.
Yes,
I don't know who those people are.
But if the criteria is what the three of us as normal wrestling fans would consider to be Rookie of the Year criteria, I don't think that any of those folks should be on that list except for Jade.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just
Jade. I don't know that put her at the top though.
Well, I don't know either. I
Not
mean,
at all.
Look. We've already gone over how these lists are really stupid. so I mean, the fact that they got one person right on the list is on a list of 5.
It's not.
I mean, it is on the list. Actually.
It is on the. I mean, it is on the list. So we're that far.
We'll give them that.
Here we go. Moving on. The best technical wrestler, aka the Bryan Danielson Award.
I love how they gave Bryan Danielson the Bryan Danielson Award. It's this is that meme of Obama putting the medal on Obama. This is that meme. this is that meme.
And then I mean Zack Sabre Jr., Jonathan Gresham.
Why is Kenny Omega on here when he hasn't wrestled for a full year?
Not only that, he's not a technical wrestler.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that he's a technical wrestler.
No, he's more of a Spirit Fingers style.
What is Jeff Hardy a technical wrestler? Is because I'd put Kenny Omega in not a technical wrestler category.
I would do the same.
He's not a grappler. But hey, look, we're putting names on lists. You got to put Kenny Omega on every list, right?
Well, yeah, because it's Dave Meltzer, pal. Moving
on.
So
surely there was a cultivated list for the Young Bucks. I haven't seen their name yet. Where the fuck is this?
We're getting there.
I've already looked at all these too. There's a cultivated Young Bucks list.
We're getting there. Here it comes. Ready? Match of the year.
Barbed wire death match.
Young Bucks versus Penta and Phoenix. AEW Tag Team Champions in a steel cage.
It probably was.
Which was a phenomenal match.
I mean, it was a banger. Sure it was a banger. I don't disagree.
I don't know about Bryan Danielson versus Adam Page.
No, it was the one that was an hour long. Which one is
for
that?
Match of the year.
12-15. That was the first one.
So that was the one that was an hour long.
I think the second one should
and
be on
I'm
here.
Sorry, but Hangman and Bryan Danielson should have made that list. I know you guys didn't feel as strongly because it ended in,
it's on the list. It's on the list.
Number 4.
Oh, it is on. Guys, I'm sorry. It's so small. This is the second time. I have a small screen. I apologize.
But it's the wrong one. The second one was the better match. I don't understand how them standing around for an hour constitutes. I mean, is it?
It wasn't that bad. I'm glad it's on the list. This is great. Then
it's fine. It was a fine match, but these are all okay. That's fine, I guess. I mean,
Listen,
I'm glad.
I enjoyed
I'm
the
glad
steel
Tom
cage
approved
track.
it. Can you make it bigger so I can see it?
Was Walter and Ciampa? If Walter and Ciampa's not on the,
it's not on this list.
Well, then this list is bullshit.
Can you see it now, Derek?
Was that last year? Walter versus Ciampa, that had to be last year, right?
I think it was 21. Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get the date for that because the fact that that's not on this list.
No. What was the match? Walter versus the smaller guy who was also crazy like him. Comes out to orchestra music.
What the hell's his name?
This
that
guy
was over in NXT UK.
That was freaking
Yeah, that
should be
was
on
a
the
good
list.
match.
Oh, yeah,
can't I
it was
remember
like-
him?
If that was 2021.
Yeah, okay. That Walter versus Ciampa was way back in April, so it
Oh,
was
yeah.
it was definitely should have. The fact that
See,
it's not on this
it's not
list
fresh
is
on anybody's mind, so they're not gonna pick it.
No, it's fresh on my mind because that was the match of the year. But whatever. These are like okay. So here's another. That's a full on mark list there. So.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You want to talk about a full-on mark
Full-on
list?
mark list.
Okay, here we
Mark
go.
list there.
Here we go. I mean, I will say that I do agree with Dave Meltzer on one thing, and that is the fact that the Young Bucks are the greatest tag team in professional wrestling.
That's also a bad
I'm
list.
not really even mad at that list.
How can you
So-
be okay with that list, bud? Where are the Usos?
Why?
Okay,
Where are the Usos? Where are the New Day? Where is Alpha Academy? Where
no,
where is
I'm
Alpha
not there
Academy's
on
way
Alpha
too new.
Academy yet.
Alpha Academy maybe next year. Where's RK Bro? It wasn't RK Bro like the thing all year. Oh my god, that gimmick was the best. It still is great.
No.
It's
I will
better
defend
than-
it as saying
who
if
the-
you want
who the hell is
wrestling,
Sayuri
this is it.
and Julia. Who the hell is that? Who's number 5?
And here's
Go
the
ahead.
thing. I'd
Who's
be
that?
okay. I'd be okay if the Usos and the New Day were on this list. All right, like they should be on this list.
It's not a
who
good
are you going to
list
take off
without
that list?
the last.
That's fucking super easy, pal. Okay, we're gonna take
FTR.
Zack Sabre Jr. All right,
Yeah.
Tai Chi. We're gonna take 4 and 5 off that list and drop FTR to number 5, and I'm gonna put the Usos above the Lucha Bros, and then I'll drop the New Day in the number 4 spot.
Yeah, I feel
There's
that.
no way I'd put the Usos above the Lucha Brothers.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I would.
crazy.
Yeah, the Usos are so much better. Just as a team, it's not.
You
it's not a-
forget. You also forget, Derek, that Pentagon and Ray Phoenix are both singles guys too. So just because they're a tag team doesn't mean that they're a true tag team. Like, yeah, they're brothers or whatever, but like the Usos are twins.
All
pal.
right, but
And, like,
they
their
have
fucking
been presented
shtick is
in this
tight.
promotion as a tag team primarily, so
But they're still.
That's-
I mean,
that's
yes,
a stupid
but
argument.
yes,
It's
right.
not, because fucking Pentagon gets in there and he does his little fucking thing, right, and disrupts the whole flow of the match. You want to do that shit? Do this shit in your singles matches, bro.
yeah, it's. A
Yeah, I ain't
big-
gonna be mad at you about that one. I
Okay,
agree.
so I mean, don't
Nah,
tell me it was a bad argument whenever it was clearly
You gotta have it in
great.
half, dude. You fucking
You know
switch
what I'm
it
saying?
around.
Like, I'm just
No
saying.
swearing. No swearing.
Oh, here we go. You're gonna tell me no swearing? Who fucking made that rule?
Danhausen.
Oh yeah, that is Danhausen. Okay,
No swears.
I was gonna say. I mean, you guys were waiting for me, like all out of my element.
No swears.
No swears. Next
So-
year, they're
Get
next.
the
Although
blimp.
get the blimp. Although next year they're gonna put Redragon on there, Red Dragon. They're gonna
Yeah.
put them on there.
Oh,
next
yeah.
year.
Oh, for sure.
It'd be nice if they'd, have a match that wasn't interfered with and you could
Well,
actually see
there's-
some skill. And
So can I make a
you don't have
confession,
to
guys?
be shitty heels all the time. You don't have to be. You're still heel, but you
No,
can
I
win
like-
clean sometimes, can't you? Please,
good with it.
Cornette, please. Fuck,
Can-
Jim.
Can I make a confession to the group, please?
Sure.
I really need to put this out there. Like, it's been weighing on me that I haven't shared this with you guys. And like I need to get this off. I need to get this off my chest. Okay. Tom, why do you always pop Derek when I do this?
God.
Look at him.
I know. I've
Look
ruined
at
him.
him.
He's
a
ruined.
he's a pile of goo.
He's ruined.
It's gonna take him at least 6 minutes to recover.
Well, now you can. While he's recovering, you can confess.
I've been watching Being the Elite on YouTube.
I mean, you do have a long drive home, but I don't know that it's that boring. Ouch.
Yo, Adam Cole and the Dark Order on there is fucking hilarious.
Adam Cole's just funny as
Adam Cole's like a closet member of the Dark Order, okay, and he hangs out with John Silver and them. And
I would
then
hang out with John Silver.
Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish will come around, and then Adam Cole's mean to the Dark Order. He's like, "Get out of here, you fucking get out of here!" And then he's like, "Call me." It's funny.
That is
It's
funny.
funny.
Maybe I'll
That
have
is
to
funny.
check. Maybe I'll have to check that out because I do enjoys me some Adam Cole. Anyway, where we are with these lists because we got more Mark lists from Marky Dave himself.
Best gimmick.
What? Who? Wait, who's number one? What happened? What is that? How does Roman Reigns win best gimmick, but WWE is the trashiest product? But Roman Reigns has the best gimmick. And how is SmackDown the worst show when Roman is literally an hour of every show?
I knew
Dan-
you'd
I'm
see
kind
this
of
my
just
way.
like I don't have any strong feelings about this list.
So
I mean,
let's- let me
Danhausen's
go-
a great gimmick too. Though.
Listen, let me go down the list. Let me
Putting
go down the
Danhausen
list.
at 5, I think, is very good. Go ahead.
Number 1, Roman Reigns. Number 2, Orange Cassidy. Number 3, Hangman and Adam Page. Number 4, Malachi Black. And number 5, Danhausen.
Is Hangman? Is that a gimmick?
I don't think that's a gimmick. Like, it's not a gimmick.
I don't think they think
He does
a-
cowboy
like,
shit.
That's not
Apparently,
a
so
gimmick,
does
though.
Brock Lesnar now. You know, I guess in
Brock Lesnar
2020,
does it better.
2022,
Brock Lesnar
being
does
a
it better.
cowboy world champion is the in thing.
Brock Lesnar's cowboy shit is way better, by the way. It's so much better. Brock Lesnar's just like, oh, this is actually how you do this. It's so much better. But anyway.
So, yeah, I agree with your commentary, Tom. Like, I just don't understand how you rank him so high when he's the most watchable thing on TV, and you want to shit all over WWE. I just don't get it. Moving on, this one is sure to ignite the internal fire in Tom.
I've seen them all already, but yeah, maybe. Go ahead.
Wrestler of the Year,
Of course.
Kenny Omega, followed by Roman Reigns, Shingo Takagi, Bryan Danielson, and Utami Hayashita.
I mean, when I first saw this, I was like, okay. Like, I knew he was going to... I feel like he gives it to Kenny every year, for the most part. So, we can almost cross Kenny off the list as the given. But the fact that Adam Cole's not on this list is sort of stupid.
Well, I mean, Dave's one of the guys that's running around saying that he's being mismanaged in AEW, if I'm not mistaken.
Anymore. Not anymore.
Not that I thought we Tom, I think we agreed a couple of weeks ago that we might have knee-jerked on that feeling.
And I feel like I said, initially I'll trust the process because right kind of when it was starting to feel that way, Adam Cole cuts a promo and says, "Look, I have been the top guy in every promotion I have ever been in. Don't you worry about me." And at that point I was like, you know what? Maybe we did jump, and this was like the next week after we had sort of jumped the gun, and I think we said at that point, maybe we have jumped the gun. Let's see what happens. And truth be told, it's been going the way that I've been. I can't complain about. Like, I think they're finally putting it in. Oh, Adam Cole's out there now fighting with Hangman. All right,
Derek, who do you think?
It's stupid, man. It's a terrible list. I hate to say that, but seriously, Kenny Omega cannot be number 1. I don't care that he was the belt collector. We all knew he was going to be number 1 because obviously it's a Meltzer list. I mean, it is what it is. But, buddy, you haven't even wrestled, and I've brought this point up how many times now? You haven't wrestled the whole year. This needs to be a full year's body of work. I need to see you consistently bring it every week, doing something big. Being important, being the main storyline, just like Roman Reigns here. That's fine. He can be near the top of the list. Should be the top of the list, maybe even. Yeah, but you're gonna, this is and Bryan Danielson absolutely deserves to be on the list.
sure, Bryan Danielson, I agree because you know what,
Sammy Guevara though. How about Sammy Guevara?
Where's
He's
Sammy?
been on a hell of a lot of matches that have
Great
been
point.
fantastic this year.
Great point.
And
Adam
it's
Cole,
just-
Tommaso Ciampa, Walter.
Yeah,
Gunther.
Walter.
What? He wasn't Gunther till this year. Well, this is 2021, buddy.
Okay, well,
I bet you that's what split his votes because I'm sure he was on there twice. So that's why we don't see him on any of the lists.
Split.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't. He wouldn't be eligible for. But that's funny. That's a good. I like that. Good job. Anyway,
moving on. Wrestling Observer Newsletters. Worst promotion.
Oh boy. Oh, look at that. Ran away with it. WWE is worse than Impact Wrestling. And Ring of Honor with it closed, by the way. Ring of Honor straight up folded in
Bro.
2021.
Wow.
Like what? What is this?
Oh, first of all, how many promotions are there that you could put 5 on? Like, there's only one really that's missing. The fact you threw CMLL on there, like, oh, okay.
Like,
What's
come on.
that backyard wrestling promotion in West Virginia? Are you telling me that was that eligible for this list too? Is this
They didn't
is
get
this
enough votes.
well, but could it have been a worse promotion? I just don't understand how the worst.
You know, he should have a list for
promotion
most obscure wrestling promotion, so then he can list all the ones. You know, there you go. Give somebody a little love. Fucking douche.
Hey, you know who was on this list for consideration though, of worst promotion of the year. I mean, it has to be every promotion's on this list, right?
Right. Uh-oh. That's coming. Although that's
EC3, Adam Scherr, or Titan, or formerly known as Braun Strowman, and now newly recruited Killer Cross, are asking you to control your narrative and join their wrestling movement with their eminent television deal. Tom, wild, right?
It is wild. I saw when I saw them sharing this, I was like, I had to throw it out to Yins and be like, do you see this? They're actually getting a TV deal. I don't know what that means yet.
Yeah, I mean, what does that mean, right? Like, is it going to be something similar to Impact that's on Access TV that like 6 people get?
I mean, maybe.
I get it.
I mean, I can't imagine. Yeah, I mean, I get it too. Yeah, it's not.
So we're 50% of who people in the world that get it.
Yeah, it's just
Damn.
us. But I mean,
It's just
I don't think
us,
it's gonna. It's just us. I don't think it's gonna be on any major networks or anything. But it might be on like the outdoor. Is the outdoor channel still a thing?
Sure.
Okay, it might be on like
it
that.
is.
I mean, listen, if you're smart,
No,
here's what
I
you do. Here's what you do if you're starting a wrestling promotion, right? And you want to get a TV deal. Sign a TV deal with QVC, pal.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then you can sell like their jewelry and shit underneath of the, just be like a bottom third, right? Like, yeah,
Good God.
that's what I would do.
Everything has an item number you can call in.
Yeah.
I love
sell
this.
You could sell wrestling T-shirts too while you're at it.
Yeah.
Between the jewelry.
Depends on how many payment plans you want to split it into. We will split this item for you. Literally.
Oh, yeah.
Every payment, you get a new piece of this table.
You want to pay $10 a month for 4 months for this T-shirt? It can be yours for 4 easy payments.
Hey guys, I think
$9.99.
we need to stop talking about this and go start a wrestling promotion.
What are we doing? What have we totally could have.
Well, in all seriousness, fellas, I think where this is really going is more of the Hulu TV, YouTube TV, some sort of streaming platform TV. So technically they're not lying, but it's just like saying this is a premium live event instead of a pay-per-view. TV could be anything at this point because we're now a streaming society.
Dude,
Right.
if they have a Hulu deal, I will watch that.
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
Well,
that would be
WWE's Hulu deal is going to be ending soon, so
Sure is.
they're going to be moving over to Peacock, of course.
That would be tremendous. Like if they had just like a weekly episodic, Hulu deal where it's like, all right, here's a half hour of control your narrative every week. We'll just give you a new half hour. That'd be fantastic. I'd be all about that.
There are
Especially
only
if
limitations to bandwidth.
Especially if it's not something that's on like where I have to pay extra for it, like Fight TV or something like that. That to me is the like.
Well, the NWA has since moved away from their pay model on Fight TV. They're back on YouTube now.
Yeah, I've been watching some of the YouTube stuff because nobody would watch it on Fight.
Well,
TV.
it needs to be.
I mean, listen, I bought the pack.
Yeah, I'm not paying extra for that.
I bought the upgrade, and it was cool, right?
You watch a lot of, barbarian fights, though. You probably would have listed UFC in the top 5 of best wrestling promotions.
No, that's a mixed martial arts promotion.
Yeah, it's definitely mixed.
Not a
martial
wrestling.
arts.
I know, but I'm saying
They
you're the
wrestle,
type of
but
customer
they
that
don't
would
do
buy
this kind
Fight
of
TV.
wrestling.
Tom
So
and I,
are we?
not
Are
so
we?
much.
Are we done with? Are we done with bad lists?
Yeah, we're done with bad.
Okay,
I think we
that's-
should be.
That's
Tom's
good.
tired.
I was too fired up about it.
Tom was getting a little anxious there.
You were gonna show me a list that I hadn't looked at that was like, oh, best female performers of the year, and it was gonna be like not Brit. It was gonna just be like a bunch of Impact women, and
I told you the women's MVP was not Britt Baker, and it should have been. So
who did they say it was?
it was somebody from New Japan
Okay,
or Stardom, one of those promotions.
Yeah, because people watch that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Dave does. So hey, but you know what Dave didn't watch?
I didn't either. I know what happened though. Are you sure he didn't watch it? I bet he did.
He just criticized WWE for continuing their business relationship with Saudi Arabia. Wouldn't that be?
I mean, that's why
rather hypocritical of Mr. Meltzer if he watched this wrestling show.
That's why I don't watch it. I think
it's kind of your job, so
I think
it's
just saying, pal. Then don't talk shit about it.
I think
because then you just look like a
it
fucking.
was worthy of being talked shit upon, though.
No, I mean I'm not saying that it wasn't, but just don't touch it.
It was probably the worst pay-per-view I've seen and actually sat down and watched in years.
I'm going to disagree. It wasn't a great show, but it absolutely did its job. Got the belt off of Bobby Lashley, who's fucking clearly hurt. Okay. Yeah, it's not ideal that we're getting Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at fucking WrestleMania, but we'll talk about that in a minute, pal. Okay. But the thing is, the show did its job. It put people in the positions that they needed to be put in to continue the storylines. Overall, the show was not terrible. Were some of the outcomes fucking little lackluster? Absolutely. You want to ruffle some feathers with this whole fucking Roman Reigns thing and the WWE title? Don't put that motherfucker on Brock Lesnar. Put it on Austin Theory. Let him go. That's how you ruffle feathers. That's how you make surprises. That's the only thing, in my opinion, that they fucked up on this show is they put the belt on Brock to get the big marquee matchup instead of having two little lower profile matchups, right? And now they're going to scramble for a day one headliner, which is probably going to be Rousey versus Charlotte Flair, which in my opinion is going to be a fucking shit show.
Yeah, that might be a mess. I agree. There's high potential for that match just being a mess.
They had a prime opportunity to set WrestleMania up to be something special, and they took the safe way out.
Yeah,
but the show did its
Buddy, they
job.
got everything they wanted. They've got everything that they've been working towards up to this point, and now they don't have to play hot potato with the belt anymore. Because now all of a sudden we've got it on Brock, we've got it on Roman. We're going to do the unification match, of course. Brock's going to walk out of there with it. And Roman's reign is over. So now he's going to be the Beast Slayer twice because Undertaker and now Roman with his huge reign that he's had for multiple title defenses in over a year.
I think it all goes on Roman.
Bullshit.
I don't believe. I think Roman takes it, man. I don't believe any.
I'm sure Brock would lay down for him just fine. But
that's what's going to happen, and I think they're going to unify it under a total under Roman. I think he's their guy.
Because Brock Lesnar's not going to pull double duty, pal.
Yeah, and Brock's not.
He's pulling double duty right now. I'm sure he's ready to get off the road.
Yeah, I'm sure Brock's gone after WrestleMania for a while. I'm 0%. I'm 100%.
I don't buy it yet. I'm thinking that he's in it for a little bit of a run.
However,
I really do.
Yeah,
did you guys take my advice? Did you guys take my advice and watch
no?
That
I don't.
Pat
I don't
McAfee
listen
Brock
to
Lesnar
your
interview?
advice.
Yeah, I did.
Podcast.
I did. It was hilarious.
How great!
How funny was it when Brock broke the table?
Show?
When
Fantastic.
Brock he's like, you make millions and millions of dollars, you get this shitty little table.
Then he threw the headphones at the end up into the rafters, and they're just mangled around the thing. Anyways, listen, I bring that up for the simple fact that that's really who he is. And we're seeing that guy on TV every day. And something that he said really resonated with me as somebody that's been watching WWE for a long, long time. He said,
not Dave Meltzer.
I'm having fun.
He looks like it.
And he's like, I don't have to be here. I want to be here. I'm having a blast. And I'm just out here living my best life. This is the first time in his life he can actually say that.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'm not trying to be a dickass, but why are you thinking that he's not going to continue his reign then after this is over? Why do you guys think he's out after WrestleMania?
Bro, he lives a lifestyle, bro. Like I'm sure he's gonna come back, and maybe we'll get the same fun-loving Brock. But I think that it's that spark is gonna fizzle out because he's not at home with his kids like he's used to be. You know, Brock Lesnar does what Brock Lesnar wants, bud, and that's always been the knock as us as fans. And I think that he's listened to us, and maybe we're getting a little bit of fucking redemption from him for this, right? Like the fact that he's a full-time guy pulling double duty. He's doing a house show next fucking Saturday at Madison Square Garden. Like, bro,
that's sort of a house show. That's kind of a big deal. Show.
He's giving back to the fucking wrestling fans, and I think that at some point he's gonna fucking be ready to go home.
At least for a little while. I think he drops it, and then we don't see him between WrestleMania, and then
However,
we see him built up for SummerSlam.
Uh-oh.
I think this is the only exit lane though for Roman Reigns. Who's it gonna be? Who are you gonna finally christen? It's not going to be Austin Theory. There's no way it's Austin Theory. I mean, that would be huge.
I think it's Seth Rollins.
But I think he would instantly go into hated mode.
I think it's Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I think Seth's going to come out. You still haven't beat me.
Well, I freaking hope not.
Nah, it's definitely what's going to happen.
I mean, I don't see it any other way. I really don't. But I do see is I think that WrestleMania is going to be a fucking pretty decent card. Yeah. And there's a lot of speculation surrounding WrestleMania, and
who's Edge gonna fight?
My near and dear to my heart.
I didn't even know that was next. I just thought maybe.
We all know who Edge is gonna fight.
I mean,
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. Would that not be the wildest shit ever?
Do you think that Cody is going to come out and cut one of his Cody promos?
Oh my god!
I absolutely think that Cody
he
will
can come
be
up and say, "Edge, I'm gonna fight you at WrestleMania, and you're gonna see just
bro how nice you were to him last week." Wow.
It's gonna be Cody. He was in Florida. It's all over the freaking news, man. He cut promos at the WWE Performance Center to lead up to this. It's coming.
Like Savage, bro. You went right after it.
Right at it. Right for the jugular.
I couldn't even get my thought out.
I went right for the jugular.
So here's the thing, right?
I got Kane last week, too. My name is
Hey,
Kane.
hold on. Before you go, Walt, I want to say this. I guarantee you, here's what's going to happen. I want to bet, Cody comes out, okay? And there's a rated R superstar logo or a star logo, something pertaining to Edge. And he matches it with a sledgehammer. Guaranteed. There's going to be some sort of callback. It won't be, he's not going to destroy AEW type shit.
Can I tell a story?
No, I was just trying to poke that in there real quick. Can you just settle? God, you act like you run the show.
Are you hating on the sledgehammer?
No, not specifically. I'm just saying it would be funny.
I remember a happy little boy that fucking popped.
Yeah. I popped hard.
Whenever he smashed that.
And if he did, I think it would be a great callback. Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
You were sitting there in his house?
Like he was on the couch beside me.
Did you?
Is that what he sounded like? Is that what he sounded like?
Is that what it was like?
He was so giddy.
Yeah, that was.
He was so giddy.
Oh, I will give you giddy. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Yeah, I'll give you giddy. I was into it. I was into it. Yeah. And then that guy with no legs came out. Holy shit, that was my new favorite guy.
Oh, it was the same show, wasn't it? The guy with
it sure was the same show.
Oh, man, the guy with the no legs. Oh, I forgot about him. MJF picked that dude up. And it was just like MJF walked in the ring, looked at the guy with the no legs, straight up walked over to him, picked him up by his shoulders and went, whoop.
This poor guy.
That was the first thing he did.
This poor guy has inadvertently become the new Joey Janela of this fucking show. Because I swear to God,
I don't know who
you guys
he is, but I
have
respect
brought
the
him
hell out
up
of him.
the last 5 weeks.
Because he had that was the best That was the best thing that happened on that show. It was so
No,
good.
I'm going to disagree. Cody and Dustin was fantastic.
No, wasn't that
Cody
like,
Dustin, yeah, Cody
different?
Dustin was.
Okay,
pretty
yeah,
awesome.
you know what? I didn't pay for the pay-per-view, but I watched
Oh,
I watched the pre-show, which is where that guy, the legless man got.
Oh, Tom, you should have seen me the night of the splitting barbed wire death match pay-per-view. I was so freaking giddy that night, and that was before anything even happened. Could you
Yeah.
imagine my disappointment once
but
it
you want to know?
happened?
You want to know what happened halfway through the card? I'm sitting there and I'm talking to Derek, and I look over.
It was a bad show. Wait, are we sure
like,
that wasn't in 2020? Was that?
I'm like,
are we
hey,
sure
hey,
that
hey,
wasn't in.
I don't think so.
All right.
I'm like, hey, bud, you good? Yeah. But listen, I think it's going to be fucking Cody, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's AJ, and if it's AJ, that's dope because it's going to be a fantastic match.
I think it's funny
But
that AJ said that he would signed his last contract last time,
Yeah,
and
well,
now he just signed
you're
a
right.
3-year.
threw $9 million at him over the next 3 years, pal.
Yeah, one of them
I'm
3 threes.
Sure, he's not. Everybody else celebrated Tuesday yesterday. My man celebrated Threes Day. You know what I mean? So, good for him though. I mean, he's still performing at a top fucking level. Like,
I mean, he's putting on match of the week almost every week. Truth be told, like he is just like every week just goes out there, banger, unbelievable.
and I can't get by it enough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So, hey man, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. All I know is that Edge versus anybody is gonna be WrestleMania greatness,
It will be good.
and that could absolutely headline night one, and should headline night one.
You guys think we'll see Alita come back for WrestleMania? Any?
I just read
I
something
wouldn't be
before we came on the air that she teased her retirement.
Oh, really?
You good, pal?
I'm good.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She got that nice welcome in from all the guys that haven't seen a woman wear makeup in their entire lives, and now she's good.
She's back in the States now. That didn't kill her.
What do you think? She looked all right.
It's always so awkward to see that every year when the women are just completely in like spandex.
They did a really
like
good job
diving
with that this
suits.
show. I know we didn't stay on Elimination Chamber too much, but they did a nice job with this show, like actually getting some like normal looking ish ring gear.
Yeah,
As
Lita's looked almost normal.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah.
I hated the finisher she used. That kind of pissed me off that they referenced that it was a Hardy move, and she's not a Hardy.
She's not a Hardy.
No, the twist of fate is not hers. No.
So.
No, you
gentlemen,
gave that up whenever you fucked Waltz, man.
What?
Your buddy, that homeless-looking guy you brought up in the last picture,
Who? Edge?
the one that's gonna fight Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, Edge.
That'd be him. Anyway, moving on.
Da 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 da.
It was announced this week that The Undertaker will be headlining the Hall of Fame. I don't know why this says 2018. I just noticed that. I mean, this is what happens whenever you're drinking whiskey trying to put together a show. This is clearly some fan art. But, yeah, he's going to be headlining the 2022 Hall of Fame class. A lot of people are saying he should be the only inductee into the 2022 Hall of Fame class.
Because Bully Ray said it. I don't know about all that. I think
Not just Bully Ray said it. A lot of people are saying it.
That's because Bully Ray said it.
Well, I think that makes the Hall of Fame very boring if there's only one person going in, even if that one person is The Undertaker. I don't agree with that. I do agree that he's the headliner, for sure. The Hall of Fame is made for a guy like The Undertaker. But, no, I don't think that he should be the only one going in by any stretch of the imagination. I feel like that's not fair.
I think it's absolutely fair.
No, I don't like that. You got to have more people going
Love it.
in. Gotta have more. I want more.
Pay respect to the man.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to not. Who do you think should induct him, though? That's the real.
It's got to be Vince.
Does it have to be Vince?
Hands down, has to be Vince.
Okay, that's an interesting.
Yeah.
I was thinking
point.
either Kane or Mick Foley.
I think it has to be Vince.
Kane would be cool.
Kane would be
Mick
cool.
Foley.
It's one of the three of them for sure. There's
I'm
no
not into
fucking
Mick
way
Foley
that it's-
doing it. He's a nice guy, but I just don't like his presentation a lot now that he's normal, real life, just regular guy Mick Foley. He's very humble, very kind.
And I'm
Almost
not
to a fault.
sure. I'm
You know.
not sure how welcome he is in old Stamford, Connecticut these days.
He's a very
let's not
opinionated guy.
Let's not forget he's been very outspoken.
Yes.
And
Wow.
sometimes the brass at WWE doesn't take too kindly to that.
But they also have
yes.
short memories we've seen over the years.
Yeah, they have short memories, and Vince doesn't pay attention to that. So, like, if Vince says to do it, it'll just be whatever Vince.
No, Vince probably still has a flip phone. He's probably using pen and
He
paper.
definitely does. That's the joke.
Yeah.
That's a joke they make on TV all the time. Vince pulls out a flip. phone.
He
that still happens. It happened with the gold.
turns on the Apple II and starts typing on the word processor.
Mm-hmm. Fires up the old Apple IIs
Yeah,
So-
he fires people via Apple II.
via Apple
It's-
II. Yeah.
It comes out on the big roller printer
it
thing
prints
with
out
the holes in the side.
Yeah, that's how that works.
How disrespectful are the two of you guys talking
Very.
about
What?
old dot matrix printers when I'm trying to talk about the fucking Undertaker? Okay. This man deserves to be the only person that goes into the Hall of Fame this year, and you guys are talking about fucking Apple printers and flip phones.
Yeah, sorry to shit
Well,
on your parade,
Vince,
bud.
you said Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
well, that's what we're talking about. That's how Vince is gonna read his Undertaker induction speech.
I expect this. I expect this level of interaction from Derek, Tom. But you,
Yeah,
come on.
Look, I popped him so hard.
I hope he stands up there and he folds the little holes in. And he comes down the side of it.
Look what you
Just
did.
ripping them off. Real
You
slow.
did this
I did do this.
twice now.
What a hell of an
You did
induction
this.
ceremony. No, man, that first one, that was insanity. Like, I can't believe that your mouth can make that noise. But it was the most hilarious thing I'd ever heard. It was the most perfect soundtrack that you could add to that segment. And yeah, that was good shit.
I just
Please
can't
don't do it again. I mean, you can do it again after air, but not now. I'll die. I'd like it to be my text message noise, actually.
So Derek, can I ask you a question that pertains to what we're talking about?
Sure.
What do you think about the Undertaker going into the Hall of Fame, bud?
I think it's great. Obviously, it's like kind of saying that Sidney Crosby's going in the Hall of Fame. We've all we're kind of just been waiting on the opportunity. Obviously, great choice. There's years and years and years of history to sit here and review on the man, but I'll be pretty interested to see what kind of highlight reel they come up with. And obviously, he'll be the head of everything, the face of the class, because they usually have about a dozen or so. But I think the biggest question is going to be who's actually going to induct him, like we've already spoke about. I think Vince is a great choice. Unfortunately, Percy Pringle isn't available anymore.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I
it's
would
too
obviously
bad-
go with that
It's
right
too
off the
bad Paul
bat.
Bear's dead, because that would have been
Yeah.
the best.
I mean,
But
that's
yeah.
a
Also,
given, right?
Kane. That's great. Maybe it might be his wife. That would be an interesting
Michelle?
decision. Yeah.
Michelle might be good. No, maybe Michelle and
No,
Vince.
I'm
maybe Michelle
into it.
introduces Vince.
Maybe they got a couple of people, right? Maybe Stone Cold comes out, talks.
That could be cool.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know how tight they were back in that day, but
They had a hell of a.
Oh, yeah.
I would argue that they had the best feud. The Stone Cold feud against Undertaker and Ministry of Darkness, and when they crucified Stone Cold saved Stephanie from being crucified and all that stuff. Like those.
That was a dark Undertaker, bro. Like, I loved everything about that. That was like prime Undertaker.
crucifixions on television, for God's sake. It was something. That was what a time to be alive. That's something I will never forget for as long as I live.
Agreed.
Those segments. So yeah, maybe those, and then his feud with Kane. The initial feud with Kane in 97, 98, when Kane just showed up and ripped the door off the.
Dude, how great was Paul Bearer through all of that, right?
Oh my God, he
setting
made
all that up. Oh man,
he made it.
He was a storyteller, that's for
story.
sure.
What a great story.
Absolutely.
He made it. That was,
and we can't go on to forget about getting the initial call, right? 1990 Survivor Series. Oh, would you take a look at that ham hock? Oh, fucking Piper, man, just wilding out.
You can tell Piper
Piper
had
was
no
the
idea.
best.
He had no idea what was coming. He walked
Hell
out.
no.
Piper was like, "Whoa!"
And if you watch that back now, right? Like all of the air just gets sucked out of the arena when he fucking turns the corner, right? And everybody's like,
"Who is this? This
like
huge
iconic moment. Like,
who is this huge with these purple gloves?
He had gray gloves at the time.
Gray gloves. You're right. They were the gray gloves. Did he have the mask?
No, that happened when he was Purple Undertaker whenever he got the mask because he got his face broke.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
his nose was all busted up. The Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, broke his orbital bone.
Undertaker. He was gray Undertaker for also a little bit in there.
And the fact that like he continued to evolve that character, right? Like you had that slow plotting dead man gimmick, and then you kind of get into a little bit more free flowing, and then he pivots, and we get the American Badass,
which was the worst era of the Undertaker.
A lot of people say that. I agree. Listen, I agree. It's not the best era of the Undertaker, but it was good for the time that it was in because the Undertaker wouldn't have survived through the Attitude Era if he wouldn't have made there. You can't.
Do you really think he needed to channel Kid Rock to survive in the WWE at that point?
Kid Rock makes music for people who know exactly how much Sudafed you're allowed to buy at Rite Aid.
Jesus.
Can we make that a T-shirt?
Bro, you are saucy tonight. Goodness gracious.
Kid Rock's music sounds like. Never mind.
I should have fucking not. Wow. Usually that's me.
No, yeah.
Wow.
No, that was a wonderful response. That's gonna be a tweet and a shirt, probably a bumper sticker.
It's
I might make a short about it. Hell, geez, woo. But listen, Tom, what do you think about the Undertaker, man, hitting the Hall of Fame?
I think it's great. Obviously it was time. Truthfully, when they announced it, I was like, wait, he's not already a Hall of Famer? I guess he just retired. So yeah, he can't be. So yeah, now I'm very excited for the Undertaker to be in the Hall of Fame because now finally we get a Hall of Fame class where the headliner is a great headliner because we didn't really have that last year.
Nah.
Or in years past, basically since who was the last really good headliner in the Hall of Fame?
Shit.
Since Bret Hart, really.
Yeah.
Bret Hart. Yeah. So, and that was that guy jumped him on stage, and
that was rough.
They beat the tar out of that guy on the way out of the arena. But that was there was it was something, man. So no, I'm excited for the Undertaker because I've been not watching as intently the Hall of Fame ceremonies for the last couple of years, but now I'm very excited to watch this one.
Yes. And I think that it's not a secret that there's two guys that I really have enjoyed watching throughout my life, and two, that's the Undertaker and Edge. The Undertaker is one of my favorite characters of all time. So the fact that he's being inducted into the Hall of Fame is fantastic. I can't gush enough over the things that he's done with his career. We already touched on all of it. It's just I've enjoyed everything that he's been a part of. As far as being as the Undertaker character, I've enjoyed everything. There's nothing that I look at from the Undertaker's career other than almost getting dropped on his dome. That he's been involved in that's bad. And he absolutely deserves the opportunity to be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm super, super stoked for it. So I'm all about it, man. Definitely going to be tuning in for that one. Good shit, man, for real.
For sure.
All right. Well, it's that time, gentlemen. Tom, what you got, pal?
What do I got? So you guys heard me say that that this week Raw was really good, right? Like you heard me say that Raw.
Yeah, I have
really,
not
really
watched
good.
it yet.
So I have two honorable mentions, and then I have a really good, just a good match. So honorable mention: Street Profits versus Alpha Academy was tremendous. Chad Gable is on the run of his life right now. He's better now than he's ever been ever, and Otis is a believable killer, and I love it. It's so good. This was a great match because the Street Profits are great. Alpha Academy wins by Otis fell on, like he tried to lift Otis and Otis fell on top of him, and Chad Gable held the leg down. The ref didn't see it. It was great. And then also another really good match was Damien Priest, who's been putting on great matches every week. By the way, they're just letting him. They're just giving him 10 minutes like every week. Go be great, and he has been every week. He and Shelty B put on a clinic. Shelton Benjamin.
I heard it was fantastic.
Shelton Benjamin, obviously a top tier talent kind of guy. Real good match. Straightforward. But I mean, for me, Ciampa and Balor. Balor came back, by the way. They took on the Dirty Dogs. And I mean, you just can't put that many guys in the ring who are that good at wrestling and not get my match of the week. So that was it. It was Ciampa and Balor versus the Dirty Dogs. It was great. Twists and turns and rolls, and you thought it was going to be this, and then it's a reversal and a reverse into this, and just top notch stuff. They put on a clinic, proved that they're four of the best to do it and four of the best in the business today. And it was a great match, and they had about 10 minutes, and they blew me away for all 10 of them. So that's my match of the week.
Derek.
Well, to be honest, fellas, I was going to actually pick the Dirty Dogs versus Ciampa and Balor as well, but instead, I think I'll have to pivot to. Well, I'm going to have to pivot to NXT. It was a good match, but I'm going to have to go Tommaso Ciampa and Dolph Ziggler. I'm sorry. Yeah, that took me a minute. Yeah. Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, we did have some interference at the end, which I wasn't too into, because I'd much rather see people of this caliber, people of this skill set, let them fight. Let me get a good, clean finish. But of course we can't because we're storytelling, and it is what it is. So,
I think it brings it back. I think
Bobby Roode hides in the corner as the cameraman. We get that finish, and I'm good with that. And then we get Breaker clearing the ring. Good for him. What a swell guy Braun Breaker is.
What a swell guy. But yeah, I think this is
what a swell guy. I hope he's super kind to Ciampa on that rubber match that he's obviously going to win, since Ciampa's on his way out, I assume.
Ciampa's on his way to Raw, I think.
It makes me sad.
They're certainly putting him on Raw. Well, if they do good stuff with him, if they let him be Ciampa on Raw, I hope so. It'll be good. But we'll see.
He's one of those guys too that he's in a position where I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I think he might have that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that if they just let him go out there, even if they do to him what they do to Finn Balor, I think it's fine. I mean, Ciampa and Balor are about the same size of guy, but they both look phenomenal.
Yes.
So it was, they might have just killed a guy on TV. I'm not sure. They made the lights go out.
So my match of the week was Lita versus Becky Lynch.
At Buddy Murphy.
I
hate you, Tom. Shush. Shush.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Damn, that hurts the soul. Anyways, I mean, it wasn't the greatest match in the world, but it was fun seeing Lita out there with Becky, and just the crowd reception that she got, and that chance to soak that in. And if that was her last go around, man, hey, at least she got to leave the company proper. So that was my match of the week.
Yeah, her that was a better send off, I think, than that was certainly a better send off than you know, the what happened on
Yeah, the
Raw.
box of gimmicks.
But yeah.
The box of gimmick. Yeah. Also, I doubt she's going to AEW. So obviously, if she retires here, she is definitely done.
Yeah, I think she's done. It's just she's just not as crisp as I think she needs to be.
Is she a Hall of Famer yet? Because obviously,
Yes,
that'll
she is a Hall of
matter.
Famer.
She already is. Yeah,
She is a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
So I mean, good for her. If this was it, that's fantastic. So, all right, guys, great, good. I like it. Dave Meltzer's a moron, though.
Absolutely.
Goodness
So
gracious.
bad.
So, hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. I know it's not our normal day. We've been kind of bouncing around. It's kind of been my fault this time, but we'll make it happen, and we'll keep doing our thing Monday, 7:30 p.m. If you're here watching it later, hit the like button. Go ahead, throw us comments, some things you guys want to see, you guys want to hear us talk about. We're always open for ideas. So yeah, check us out over on social media at @1_Fall WC. That's ONE. That's both Twitter and Instagram. Also, like us here, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Appreciate the new subscribers this week. Thank you so much. Audio folks, as always, thank you so much. So with all that being said, thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll catch you next week. One Fall WrestleCast.
You know it's all about that boom.